disappeared. Matt, what's going on, man? I know you're over there.
Yeah, I'm over here, man. What's going on?
The other day when I ran that picture came down, but I guess it didn't come down today.
Hey, it's all right, man.
So what's going on, buddy? We doing good over there? Long day at work, apparently.
Yes, I had a 14-and-a-half-hour day, but it was all good. Excited to talk some baseball with just the guys this time, no politics.
Right, the regular fans, right?
Yeah, I'm digging the Indians throwback.
I love this one. It is Shane Bieber, by the way. Probably going to be opening day starter again.
Yeah, I always trade for Shane Bieber in the
offseason. Have some regular guys tonight. Matt, tell everyone real quick before we bring everyone else in. Who are you representing?
I am representing the dark horse candidate for the 2023 World Series, the Baltimore Orioles.
Baltimore. Are we playing the show 2023?
Yeah.
Got your Yoo-hoo out tonight?
Yeah, dude, I had to mix it up. I did Nesquik the other night. That's like my nightcap kind of thing. I don't drink alcohol, so that's like my comfort drink before I go to bed.
Right? Everyone needs one. I could go for a Yoo-hoo right now. Anyway, hey, we're gonna bring in our next guy, and he might even be at Yankee Stadium for it looks like. What's up, Pens?
What's going on, guys? What's going on?
What's up, Pens? How you doing, buddy?
I'm all right, man. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Ready to talk some Yankees over there on your end?
Yeah, as much as I can.
All right.
Not too much, though.
So this is going to be my first show with this next guy, and he is from our World Elite Wrestling, but he's also we'll bring him on and let him explain who he is. What's up, buddy?
What's going on? Marcus.
What's up? What's up,
representing,
Marcus?
What's up, guys? Representing the World Elite Podcast and representing the defending two-time World Series champions, the Houston Astros, and I'm rocking the new Dr. Pepper strawberries and cream tonight.
Nice. Oh, you're cracking it right now, ready to go. All right, next but not last, Mr. Mark.
Hey, guys.
What is going on, buddy?
Oh, it's just another beautiful day out here in western Nebraska. And I am going with the Back to Blue Yeti with water.
I appreciate that, sir. I've worked in law enforcement for almost 13 years. Thank you, sir.
My brother is in law enforcement. He is a deputy sheriff in Meade County, South Dakota. So he lives in Sturgis. He's got a pretty sweet gig for about 50 weeks a year.
I've been a correctional officer throughout the state of Maryland for the last 12 and a half, almost 13 years now.
Well, appreciate that. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate it too. Anyway, Mark, you're here to represent the Royals. What jersey you got on tonight?
I am representing the Royals wearing the throwback powder blue Bo Jackson.
Very nice touch.
What's that?
That was the shirt he had on whenever he ran up the wall, right? Powder blue.
Yeah, when he ran up the wall, and I think when he ran over Rick Dempsey in Baltimore.
Nice touch. Very nice touch.
A lot of good moments in powder blue.
I will say that's a beautiful uniform they got out there. I've always been a fan of the uniforms, even though I don't like the teams. I like looking at the uniforms, especially the throwbacks.
Yeah, Adam and I were just talking. The Royals are bringing back the powder blue pants for opening day this year. It'll be the first time they've done that in a long time.
That's like when the Orioles go with the all orange from the 70s.
Yeah,
they have like the black and white pinstripe down the side. That I love when they do the old school.
Yep.
Orange is like one of the best colors in baseball. If the Astros are not wearing their orange uniforms, that are my favorite. I like the whole. They call them the rainbow jerseys, where they're navy and then like the sides like just evolve colors from like yellow to orange on the sides. It's like another, but we're rocking these new Space City jerseys they debuted last year with the hat. They call them like the city uniforms. I don't know if all other teams have City Connect uniforms. I'm thinking of like NBA, like the city uniforms, whatever they call theirs. But yeah, it's like City Connect, and this is what they did last year, and they were so popular. They did it where only on Monday games they would wear Monday home games. They would wear these only at home on Monday night games or whatever time of the day on Monday.
Miss Melissa pop it in. I guess she is finished bringing Niners and bringing oh my gosh, bringing Dynamite to the Mine. She had a show on while we were live. Melissa, thank you. What?
Thank you very
You're
much,
fine.
Melissa.
You're fine.
Your dog is going to dominate the show yet again.
She always does.
Always
That's
does.
why she's the cover of the freaking YouTube page. Anyway, we're going to talk baseball, aren't we?
Yes,
Eventually.
we are.
Absolutely.
Eventually.
And spring
Eventually.
training's fixing to come up. College
Pitchers-
baseball starts next week.
Pitchers
What,
and catchers report next week.
55 days or something till opening day?
Pitchers and
What
catchers
did I
report
see
next
today?
week.
56. Who was wearing 56?
50.
Anyway, Matt, what's going on with the Orioles? Any key acquisitions? Any pitching situations? Fight for the fourth position, fifth position?
We had a pretty good year last year. We won over 80 games. We finished above 500 for the first time in about a handful of years. It's been kind of rough after they pretty much had a fire sale where they traded Manny Machado and Adam Jones and Nick Markakis a couple of years ago, amongst other pieces. Now we're starting to see the prospects come into fruition for a lot of these moves that we've made. We added Adam Frazier. He's kind of like a super utility guy. We added Kyle Gibson to the rotation. Now these guys aren't like really big splashy names that I was expecting. I wanted us to be in the in the hunt for some of these starters. I personally wanted Noah Syndergaard, but that was not meant to be. Gibson's going to kind of replace Tyler Wells in our rotation. He's like a bulldog, an innings eater kind of guy, and we really maintained status quo. We didn't make any like big splashy moves. I thought we were going to be in the running for Pablo Lopez, but he was traded to the Minnesota Twins from the Miami Marlins about 2 weeks ago.
Last week at the end of our show.
Yeah, that was a little disappointing. I think right now we're going to probably make a move possibly closer to the beginning of the year, if not sometime into the season. We got a lot of outfielders that are ready to come up, and we can move some of these current major leaguers to grab a pitcher or two. So I'm excited for the outlook. We got arguably the best catcher in baseball right now, Adley Rutschman, ready for his first full year in the majors. Gunnar Henderson's going to be holding down the hot corner at third base this year. Looking forward to seeing a full season of Gunnar. He's going to move around a lot because he is a shortstop by trade, so I'm not really worried about that. I'm looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to the 23 season. We have a lot to be looking forward to.
Pens?
Looking forward to baseball. I'm always Clay Holmby, the ultimate closer. Chapman's no longer with the DC City. Chad Green, a big loss, but I'm trusting Cashman for this. I'm just looking forward to being the tight again. We'll see what the Yankees do. Aaron Judge, I'm surprised. I thought we would go out and get Correa, but he wanted to go to 3 cities in 3 months. That didn't work out in New York. He wanted to talk about going to the Mets, but I was hoping he would be going to New York Yankees, but he wanted to stick it out with Minnesota, so that's what I got.
One of the Marcuses.
I just hope we could beat. I just hope we could beat the Astros this year.
Yeah, Yeah, it hasn't been on their side lately. You know, I was hoping it had been like a back and forth situation. I'm not gonna lie, man. I did not expect us to sweep. I thought it was gonna come down to the wire, but I was like, I'll take it.
Right. I was expecting
'Cause-
4-3 series, but you guys didn't cheat this time.
Yeah, we definitely earned this one, and you're gonna have the Dodger fans still pissed
Yeah.
about that. You're gonna even have Ranger
Guys
fans still bragging and complaining about, oh well, we had a more dominant, like, yeah, what, okay, where's that trophy at to prove that? Then you got your Seattle fans, you got your Angels and your A's that still gripe about it too, and yeah, I mean, where do I even start from here? I mean. Yeah, you know,
know.
players are going to come and
There was-
go. Let's talk about the main one. Justin Verlander going to the New York Mets. Signed a 2-year deal for, what was it, about $86 million?
That was
Something
a
like
wild. That was a wild
Yeah,
signing right
85
there.
or 86, something like that.
I didn't see Verlander going to the Mets.
Yeah, I was. Now, luckily, Michael Brantley re-signed another year with us, and we also re-signed Rafael Montero, who's also a right-hand pitcher. We're still waiting to hear about Yuli Gurriel. I'm hoping he was willing to stay if they can give him the right price, because that's one of the main questions we've been having. I'll talk about later. But like other players, you know, we lost Jason Castro. He announced his retirement. Alumnus Diaz is going to the A's. Christian Vasquez is going to the Twins. And unfortunately, this one hurt me the most because I've mentioned this to Matt. As much as I don't really watch other ball clubs, but I do like to follow certain players. We managed to pick up one of my favorite Baltimore Orioles, Trey Mancini, last in the summer, and he wins the World Series with us. And now he's gone and he signed a 2-year deal with the Cubs. That one hit me pretty hard. But we
That
did
was a
pick
huge
up.
signing.
We picked up. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead,
That was
Marcus.
a
I'm
hu-
sorry.
That was a huge signing by you guys.
Yeah, I was so happy to get Mancini, and now he's gone. Thank God I didn't get his jersey. I'd have probably had to send it back. But we picked up Jose Abreu from the White Sox. I'm like, oh, damn, I think that might be our first baseman right there if Gurriel's gone, because that was the big question. Who's going to play first base if Gurriel's gone? And I was going to throw Jose in the mix or Hunter Brinsley.
I mean, I love Mancini. I was sad to see him go, but it was nice to see him win a ring, even though it really, I cannot stress this enough. I did not want to see the Houston Astros win another World Series. Nothing personal, Marcus. You're a good dude. You're my wrestling guy and all that, but
hell yeah,
at least the Yankees didn't win. That's all that matters to me.
Now, minor league free agent signing, probably they signed 4 guys recently, but the one that got me off the edge of my seat was signing Brian Garcia, who played for the Miami Hurricanes in college, and he was a right-hand pitcher for the Detroit Tigers at one point. That dude got a cannon, and hopefully if he goes to Corpus or Sugar Land, or if he goes to North Carolina, plays minor league, makes his way to Houston, I like to see him on the mound in person.
Mark.
Hi. It's good. Another rough year in Kansas City last year. 97 losses. So Mike Matheny is gone. We got a new manager, and Matt, I don't remember how to pronounce it. It's Cotraro. Came over from Tampa Bay. He brought his bench coach, Paul Hoover, over with him. The new GM is JJ Piccolo. He's replacing Dayton Moore, who was finally let go, and I think he wound up in Texas, if I remember right. Somewhere down there anyway.
Yeah, I think it was Texas.
Yeah. There really wasn't a whole lot of movement on the part of the Royals this offseason. They were able to trade Adalberto Mondesi. They moved him to Boston. And Michael A. Taylor was traded, and I believe he went to Minnesota, if I remember right. I'm trying to look here real quick. Yeah, Michael A. Taylor was traded to Minnesota. So that's a Gold Glove center fielder that's getting out of there. We signed Aroldis Chapman, so I don't know if that was 103 mile an hour Aroldis Chapman, I would be excited. But if it's the guy that bailed on the Yankees at the end of the season,
Okay.
I'm not that impressed. So we'll see how that goes. We've got Scott
I'll tell you
Barlow to
this.
do the closing, so I don't think that that's going to make much difference. We re-signed Zach Greinke. He was decent last year, but he just pitched in bad luck. They never scored any runs for him. The big thing for the Royals is they've got a lot of young pitchers coming up, or that have come up in the starting rotation, and it's up to those guys to actually put it together the way that, you know, they were all drafted in the. We had four pitchers drafted in the top 32, I think, in 2018. So guys like Chris Bubich, Jackson Kowar, Brady Singer, they've all got to start coming through the way that they were supposed to. And then if they can do that, the young hitters have got to produce, and they started doing that last year. They got thrown into the fire. Bobby Witt had an outstanding rookie season, and I think he's really going to be a star for a lot of years to come. Vinny Pasquantino, when he came up, I think he came up in June. He hit really well for the rest of the season, playing first base. MJ Melendez as a catcher, he backs up Salvador Perez, but he also plays some outfield on the days when he's not catching. And, when Perez is catching, when Salvador plays DH, Melendez plays catcher. So he's got a lot of potential as well. And then the outfield they're all going to be young. It's Nate Eaton, Kyle Isbell, Edward Olivares, and Drew Waters look like the outfield, with Melendez will probably play a little bit out there, and so will Hunter Dozier. So, it's a lot of transition, a lot of young guys, which is, we're used to it. That's kind of how the Royals have operated for the last 25 years or so. We had a couple of good years in there where, we beat the Orioles and the Astros in the postseason and wound up with the World Series out of it. So,
yeah, that was rough as an Orioles fan watching Eric Hosmer.
Yeah,
that was bad.
There was actually a little bit of talk about bringing him back this offseason, but I'm kind of glad that they didn't. Yeah.
If I can interfere, I will say, if you're talking about World Series losses, the only one I'll accept was the one when we lost to the Braves, because, I got the Braves and the Astros were like the two most popular teams down here in the South. It was like, if you're not a fan of one, you're a fan of the other. So I was okay losing that one. But like that first year when we went in 2005, when we got swept by the White Sox, that one hurt really bad. And 2019 was like one of those years we should have won. Like, I'm pretty sure there were other baseball clubs that could say they had the best record in MLB that whole season, but not win a championship. Because I think 2019, we had the best record in the entire league, but didn't win the title. And that was probably our best record overall. We were 107-55. Best record the Astros ever had. And we didn't win that year against the Nationals.
That's tough. That reminds me of the late 70s Royals when they were one of the best teams in baseball, and they got beat by the Yankees in the championship series every year.
The format was a lot different then too.
Yes, it was. That was 5-game American League Championship Series and no divisional round. It was a different game back then.
Mm-hmm. I wish I could have lived during the Nolan Ryan era. The only Nolan Ryan era I lived through was when he was with the Rangers, and when he was beating the hell out of that dude on my 5th birthday.
Robin Ventura.
Yep. I will say, for the Yankee guy above me, there's a famous Yankee player that hit the very first home run in the Astrodome. Can you guess who it was?
What, Matsui?
Nope.
No, the Astrodome was built in what, 74?
Mickey Mantle.
Yeah. Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, I was like, damn.
Yep, Mantle hit our first home, and that's who we played in our first game in the Dome. Was the Yankees. Mantle hit the first home run, and the Yankees won the first game.
Hey, Mark, I'm going to tell you this now that Chapman might throw 87-95 for you now, especially with that tattoo on his arm. So I don't expect much. He might get you a couple saves, maybe 10 or 15. But
Yeah, I was not excited about that. He won't be the closer. Scott Barlow is our closer. And he did a really good job last year in that situation.
Is he gonna be your 8th inning guy then?
He'll probably be 7th or 8th, and I would expect him to be traded mid-season.
And y'all got two
I'm so
Yankee
glad he
players
left.
I'll acknowledge. There's two Yankee players on that. Well, one, if he's still with y'all. I mean, I do like Judge. I'll give him his credit. Plus, y'all have DJ LeMahieu, former LSU Tiger.
They're both still on.
Second baseman.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're both
Sure.
still. And I forgot to add that we had Rodon to the pitching staff too. So that was a good move for us to help Cole out. Give him some.
We got a new.
get
We
some
got a new
flexibility.
We got a new GM in Dana Brown. We got rid of James Clark finally.
Yeah, we need to get rid of Cashman. So
I don't know if he was still a part of that
Cashman's
whole
just-
bullshit cheating scandal. I think he was one of the last remaining
My
to still be on that roster until he was
Matt,
let
you
go
couldn't
after the World Series.
You couldn't bring yourself in, Matt?
my good.
You're good.
It was going a little haywire for a second. I wanted to make sure I was in. Yeah. Sorry about
Okay,
that,
so
guys.
that wasn't
My
just me.
computer
I
froze.
heard you talking, but I didn't see you moving.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah, it just kind of shut down on me. I'm back though.
it's coming in
We thought
better.
maybe you're doing
You're coming in
a
better.
Jeff Dunham there for a bit.
Yeah, like I heard you talking, but you weren't moving, and I'm like, how's he doing that?
Hey, your guess is as good as mine.
He's taking lessons
Hey,
from
Mark,
Donald.
Mark, I did want to mention something but before I cut out. That shortstop you guys got, Bobby Witt. He plays short, right?
Yeah. Yes, he does.
He is an incredible talent. I really thought for a while it sounded like with the way they were talking is that they were going to take Witt over Adley, and it ended up not happening. But I would have been extremely happy if he would have been our pick.
Yeah, they started him out last year playing third base, and then Adalberto Mondesi lasted about as long as usual. So within the first week or so, Witt was able to move over to shortstop when Mondesi got injured. And
Mondesi's the only.
He is awesome with the glove.
Mondesi's the only second generation player that's hanging around the league right now that just isn't, outliving the hype of his father.
He's good when he plays, but the problem is they can never keep him on the field. I think he played maybe 10 games last year. I'll take a look here to make sure.
He's been banged up for sure.
I think he got suspended. I think he got suspended and injured. He kept going into 60-day DL or something like that.
So whenever you traded him, you were happy as all can be, huh, Mark?
It didn't bother me at all. Maybe the new surroundings, that's what he needs. I wish him the best, but like I said, he could just never stay on the field in Kansas City. He would play really well for a while, and then he would, pop a hamstring or something, and it was just always something with him. So maybe he needs a change of scenery. Maybe he needs a new trainer. I don't know, but he was just unreliable for us. I wrote for Kings of Kaufman last year, and he's one of the previews that I did. And, that's what I said all the way through. I said he has the potential to be good. He just can't stay on the field. They tried moving him to center field. Maybe he would quit running into things. And that didn't work either.
Healthy.
Yeah. So, like I said, I wish him the best, but he just never turned out to be what they thought he was going to be in Kansas City.
So what's he going to play in Boston?
I think
Probably
he's going to play
bench.
short.
Better.
He is the answer to a trivia question for you guys, though, if you want to win a bar bet.
What's that? Let's hear a bar bet, boys.
He is the only player in Major League history to make his big league debut in the World Series.
Wow.
His Major League debut was in the 2015 World Series.
He's been around that long?
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, he has been. And I think he's been – I'm going to take a look real quick right now. He was actually 102 games is the most he's ever played in a season.
And that's still missing a lot of time.
Yeah, that was in 2019. Last year he played 15 games, 2021, 35, 2020, 59. So that was pretty good for the COVID season.
Okay.
2018 he played 75, 17 he played 25, 16 he played 47. So I said the guy could just never stay on the field.
All right. Right.
That's crazy.
What's next on the agenda there, buddy? What you got next for us, Adam?
Well, I was going to go over the Guardians free agent signings real quick.
That's right. That's right. You didn't talk about your Guardians.
So they signed they signed Amanda. Oh man, Kemakona as a hitting coach in the minor leagues, first female to be the hitting coach on the field. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's
cool. They signed Josh Bell, I butchered it.
From Washington.
Zeno? The catcher from Tampa last year. I can't say his last name right now. Anyway, but here's the funny thing: like Austin Hedges went to Pittsburgh, Luke Maile went to Cincinnati, and then Oscar Mercado went to the St. Louis. So it's just like all their players went from the Central to the Central. But they got Josh Bell, and I think that's going to open up the door more for Mr. Ramirez. That's just my thoughts, because there's finally a bat behind him that has a name, whether that bat comes alive or not.
I like Ramirez, man. He's a funny dude when he's mic'd up.
He is.
Mm-hmm.
I like him when he's hot, though. Like when he's swinging his bat, because he goes through some cold spells. But when he's hitting, he's lights on. That's a tough bat to beat. So I think there's going to be a fifth spot rotation on this team that's going to need addressed. See, a lot of people have it as Zach Plesac. It could be Plinkerton too, or Cody Norris. Cody Norris could fill in well if Qual Cantrell or Tristan McKenzie get hurt, or Savell. So they have some depth at pitching, and I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Plesac's not bad.
But they do have a right now, everyone's saying they do have a fifth spot in the rotation that kind of like has an open door right now for any one of those guys. But Cody Norris, they're saying could be a third starter on this team come middle of the year, depending on how Qual Cantrell does. And yeah. So I think Josh Bell and Mike Zuino are the two big signings on this team for sure.
I remember Josh Bell being in D.C. and he was pretty good. I think he got moved to San Diego in the Juan Soto trade.
Yes.
Yeah, he
and
did.
then I believe he was part of that trade, because I think they moved Hosmer to the Nationals in that trade.
Hosmer went to Boston.
That's right. He went to Boston.
Yeah,
his numbers went down then when he went to San Diego.
Well, I mean, that's not a very friendly ballpark for left-handed hitters.
No.
Well,
his numbers went way down.
There is no friendly ballpark for a left-handed hitter who hammers the ball into the ground and hits into double plays on the regular basis. Doesn't matter what park you're hitting in.
That's a very honest take, Mark.
Hey,
there's a tad bit of contempt for Hosmer in that statement.
I watched him do it long enough. And, I loved him when he was playing for the Royals.
Except for Ray, but...
Yeah. He was one of the big cogs in that 2015-2014 team. But after that, I don't know what happened. He just, like I said, he started hammering the ball into the ground to the first base side, hitting into double plays. And that seemed like all he could do there for a while. He lost his power.
He was a power hitter for a while.
Yeah, for a couple of years there, he was doing pretty well. But yeah,
I think Wrigley
know what
feels
happened.
the only left-handed batter friendly
Yankee Stadium.
Camden Yards is
Well, that
pretty
too. But I'm saying
left-handed
Wrigley's
friendly.
closer.
Yeah. I mean,
Marcus,
Camden
what are
Yards
you
has got that
watching?
short right field porch.
Watching AEW Dynamite.
I don't know why you do that. Jesus. Mud show wrestling.
Are we bothering you?
Don't get me started on that shit.
Nah, it's almost over. This is the last match. I just want to see how it ended, and then I'm gonna mute it.
Can't
Some
DVR
bullshit
it.
with the elite. That's about it. I don't watch that is such garbage wrestling. I can't stand it. Don't get me
Now,
started on that shit.
Does anyone else having rotation battles in the spring?
I don't think the Orioles necessarily have a rotational battle, but from what Brandon Hyde was saying is that they're going to go with more of a muddled, like six-man rotation, to where he's got a couple guys that are like tweeners between starting and long relief, to where he's just going to kind of rotate everybody to keep their innings down. So I'm interested to see how he goes. Because we got John Means coming back from Tommy John surgery, but he might not be ready till like late May. So I think that Hyde's going to go with a solid 4-man rotation, and then that last spot might be split between 3 people, because one of our really good prospects that we've had for the last couple of years, DL Hall, he came up to the majors and got absolutely shelled. It was crazy how he was just getting manhandled as a starter, and then he goes to the bullpen and his lights out back in AAA. So I think that they're going to kind of function, kind of like filter these guys in to like the 4 and 5. There should be like 3 or 4 guys that they're going to switch between there and the bullpen, so they can maximize, I guess, their effectiveness. I don't understand the whole inning limit thing if you're not coming off of a surgery. I never understood it, and I never will. You're a pitcher, for Christ's sake. Just, do what you got to do. But there's really no battles here. It's pretty much clear cut. And we got a monster closer. I can't wait to see Felix Bautista start throwing 103 again to start the year off. That dude is like 6'9", and by the time he lets the ball go, he's already like 49 feet from the plate.
Mark, any problems in Kansas City?
Well, I just did the math. There were 11 different starting pitchers for the Royals last year, and 6 different guys had at least 20 starts or more. Plus, they added a couple in free agency that are potential starters. So I really think it's going to be Brady Singer, Zach Greinke, Daniel Lynch, Chris Bubich, and Jonathan Heasley. But it wouldn't surprise me if Brad Keller gets back in the mix, or a couple of the other guys coming up have possibilities as well. But it's all just going to be a learning experience and another one of those years in Kansas City, I'm sure. So
are you like, when are you going to say they're eliminated early, or are you saying they're going to go?
A lot depends on the hitters. If they can score enough runs to make up for the pitchers, then they can be okay. And if some of these young pitchers can catch fire, like Brady Singer last year, he had a 3.23 ERA and was 10-5 on a team that was 65-97. So if some of these other guys can start putting up those kinds of numbers and having that kind of success, the possibility is there that they could be in it until August, somewhere in there. But I don't expect them to be fighting for the division in September, though.
Marcus, what's going on in Houston's pitching rotation?
I'll tell you about signing Brian Garcia. So looking at our pitcher staff right now, we got Brian Abreu, Christian Javier, Rafael Montero, and Hector Neris. I don't know about, if they're gone, yes, JV's gone to the Mets, but I'm talking about Louis Garcia. I used to love when he pitched, unless he got sent. back to the minor leagues, but I don't think he did. He was good as well, and we still got we had another boy, but I think we sent him back down to the Space Cowboys and the minor league team. And shit, I can't remember his goddamn name too. But I think we have one of the best pitching coaching staffs for the Astros. The coaching staff for the pitchers is amazing. But it's these new guys we're getting, and some we've lost, some we're gaining from the minor leagues. But as of now, we lost the guy. I mean, I wouldn't say we lost the guy, like lose him. I knew his time was coming. Justin Verlander. I knew eventually if he don't retire, he was going to go somewhere else, and he goes to the Mets. But I'm just waiting to see. I'm trying to see if we still have. Yes, we still have Garcia on the pitching mound too, and Ryan Presley. And Jose Urquidy. That's another good pitcher we have too. So that we got a great pit. We got a great stack of pitchers. I think still gonna have a great tip on the mound.
Pens, what about you up there in New York?
I'm happy with the pitch. Say that we could have move around. We got Cole. We have Livy. We have Chelsea. We got Frankie Montez. And if Sevy's not good, then we have a king that can possibly go through pitch or go 6-7 innings and bring Michael King in or whatever, then we'll be good to go, and bring Clay Holmes for 8th and 9th, then we'll be solid. I'm expecting 103 wins this year from the Yankees if our pitching staff stays healthy. And we don't have any key factors anymore that's in the injury prone. So I'm confident that we'll be good this year.
The guy I was talking about, we still got him on the main roster. Lance McCullers Jr. He didn't go back to Sugarland. He's still on them active roster.
Why would he go back? He was pretty solid last year.
Marcus, I wanted to ask you because speaking of Sugarland, why did you guys let go of my boy Peter Solomon? What was going on with that?
Bro, I don't even know. I thought that was fucking stupid as well.
He graduated from my high school. He's a fellow Mount St. Joseph graduate.
I thought he was a decent player.
And he's on the Diamondbacks now. He got picked up in the Rule 5 draft.
Wow. Because I only went to one minor league. I went to one Space Cowboys game. I think he was called up by the time I went to that game. But I saw a good bit of players. And the only thing I was pissed about before they called Lance back up, like a month before they went to the postseason, I went to a Space Cowboys game the day before my birthday. The night I went watch the Astros and the Red Sox on Monday night, I missed the matchup I would have loved to see, and we'll probably never get it again. When Lance McCullers was still with the Space Cowboys, they were playing a team out, a Round Rock Express. It was Lance McCullers Jr. versus Dallas Keuchel, former Astro.
Dallas is a good dude. I've seen him do plenty of interviews. He was one of the more personality-driven baseball players you guys had.
Man, I would have loved to have been there for that, but I went 2 days after because I wanted to go to the Monday night game on prime time wearing these uniforms, and we lost to the Red Sox. And Dylan was eating my ass that night because, Dylan, my co-host for Water Lead, he's a big diehard Red Sox fan. I wish we could have got him on here. He could have gave us some statistics on the Red Sox this coming season before he starts saying they're going to win the World Series.
We were trying to keep it at 6, and I didn't know Josh wasn't going to be here, or else I would have asked him.
I didn't know Josh was going to be here either.
Usually Josh is on the ball, man, showing off the man cave, got all the lights behind him. He's usually on it, man.
Yeah, he texted me. He had something, going on that I'm not going to bring up on air, but yeah, he's okay. It's though. Fine. He just had, his attention had to be elsewhere.
All right. So before we move on to the schedule, What do you guys think of this list? I got 2 lists real quick. I just want to go over them real quick. Just tell me what you guys think. Come on, pop up. There we go.
That's fair.
Can I go first? Can I go
Go
first
ahead.
with this?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I think Bogart should be on Turner. It should be Bogarts and Turner should be switched around, but after everything else is fair. But I think Bogarts is better than Turner did.
I think Bogarts might be the best shortstop in baseball right now.
Dan,
yeah.
Easily. If I could take one off and replace with an Astro, I would either probably take Corey Seager off and replace him with Jeremy Pena. It was a little harsh not seeing Pena.
Beast, man.
But Dansby Swanson, that was my sister's favorite player when he was with the Braves. And I was like, your man is no longer with the Braves now, right? He's with the Cubs. And she's like,
it's not his favorite player. It's not her favorite player anymore.
That list is relevant for a couple more years.
Yeah,
until,
I have to give
I don't know what
Mark,
sees
your
in him.
thoughts on that? Mark, your thoughts on that list?
I'll just take Caesar off. I can understand. Pop it back up again.
Okay.
I know y'all were talking about old boy from the. Yeah. 1 and 2. Yeah, I agree. 1 and 2. Francisco Lindor, I barely paid attention to him, but no, Corey Seager, I'd have replaced him with Pena. But yeah, Dansby deserves to be up there. Does he need to go up a little more? Maybe could go up a 1 spot. Be at 4, but yeah, that's about fair. Minus Corey Seager.
Mark?
Yeah, I would probably
put
flip
Bogarts
Bogarts and Turner as well. And I would say that probably within a couple of years, Bobby Witt's going to take the place of somebody up there.
Bobby Witt's is pretty good too. Yeah,
we got a shortstop that's going to be up in about 2 years. That's going to be on that list pretty soon. Jackson Holiday.
My NL team got a pretty good shortstop too.
Jackson Holiday is definitely going to be up there.
Whatever.
I believe he's second generation too. His dad won a World Series.
Yeah, his dad was Matt. He was awesome when he was playing with the Rockies anyway, and then went over to the Cardinals, and I think that's where he won the World Series.
Yep, he won I think it was 2005, 2004. I know it was almost 20 years ago,
somewhere in there. But yeah, Matt Holliday, he was a tremendous hitter especially when he was with Colorado. He was still good with St. Louis, but he started to slip later in his career.
His son's got his hitting gene because this kid's absolutely on fire right now.
Yeah, he's going to be a star someday too.
Can't wait for
that.
All
right, one more list. Since we were just talking about pitchers, might as well look at that list.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. They updated it, but
Burns, Verlander, Rodon.
Seeing Rodon in a Yankees uniform is going to piss me off.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no goddamn reason why Rodon needed to go to
You'll be all right. You'll be all right, Matt.
Yeah, but do you think Verlander's still in his prime? I think he's kind of downgrading a bit. That's why he basically left. He's like getting old. I'm surprised he didn't retire. I don't see him being the pitcher he was the last few years. And if I had to throw an Astros pitcher on this list, the only one I could throw, neither Louis Garcia or Christian Javier, but they would probably be low. But yeah, Corbin, yes. JV cut maybe down. Rodon, yes. Scherzer, yes.
I can't believe Bieber didn't. I can't believe Bieber didn't.
Alcantara is a little bit too low for me. I think Alcantara should probably be at least maybe 3 or 4 on the list.
That dude, not in the top,
filthy.
Zach Wheeler not in the top 5 sounds atrocious.
DeGrom not in the top 5 is a little bit crazy too.
But Ohtani should be up a little bit too. But
I want Marcus's opinion on something.
What's that?
I want Marcus's opinion on this. Don't you think Julio Rodriguez from the Seattle should be on there too?
Probably maybe 7 or 8.
That's what I was thinking. But he's not even on there. Julio Rodriguez is come out of nowhere.
he impressed in the playoffs, even though they didn't get any postseason wins against us. But I'm talking about regular season too. I don't remember what game it was.
Right.
It was that game they probably shut us
Yeah, I
out.
know.
He had a cannon that day, and I stayed up till 9:00 at night to watch us get shut out by the Mariners. I turned it off, I think, after the fourth inning because it was like 5-0.
I think he had like 10 straight.
I stayed up late to see this shit, and I was like, I
think he was averaging like Right.
But
I think he had like average 8 strikeouts a game.
We struggled on the road with like division matchups. Every time we went to Oakland or Seattle, it was always tough for us. Anaheim, we kind of split it with them. So the Rangers, we always dominate the Rangers. They would have to win about 2 or 3, but yeah, I always would get upset. Like if we had to go to Seattle or go to Oakland, those were the 2 worst teams to play on the road for us last season because they always dominated. And then their fans were ready to bang trash cans or throw trash in the outfield at freaking Michael Brantley and all them when he was out there. Or Jake Myers or Chas McCormick and Kyle Tucker was getting shit thrown at him too.
Right.
All right.
I know this isn't baseball related, but Russell Westbrook just got traded to the Utah Jazz.
You saw, what's his face?
Wow.
Kyrie Irving got traded to the Mavericks.
Yeah, that
ESPN just announced it a half hour ago. Yeah, they've reacquired D'Angelo Russell.
I have a football question, a football opinion for y'all. There's talk Derek Carr is getting interviewed by the New Orleans Saints.
Yes,
I like it.
They can have him.
But they think
I'd rather see him in New York.
Mark, I don't know if this is true or not, but is it true that the Raiders are looking at Aaron Rodgers? Is that true?
Yeah.
Because Devontae wants Aaron Rodgers back on his team.
Yeah. Actually, the Vegas betting line has the Raiders as the favorite for his team for next year. The Packers are number 2 according to Vegas.
I heard Rodgers is going to the Jets.
Oh,
I heard he's going.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Going to the Jets.
What's your take on?
I just heard. Whoa! I just heard.
All right.
What's y'all take on Sean Payton to the Denver Broncos?
For 2.
That's going to blow up
country, and I know people are excited about Sean Payton coming in, but if he cannot fix Russell Wilson, it is going to be another long season. And last year was miserable to watch the Broncos.
They swore,
especially with that many primetime games.
Mark, are you a Broncos fan?
Absolutely not. I'm a Packers fan. If you can't tell,
he wouldn't be a Broncos fan.
I live in Broncos country.
Okay. He wouldn't be a Broncos fan if John Elway beat them in the Super Bowl in '99. I remember that's the first time I ever cried watching a football game.
We got to talk about this, guys. I have been a Packers fan since 1978.
Ooh.
I'm not changing now.
All right. With that note,
I've
we
been
can switch back.
Royals fan since '76.
That way, there's no fight.
Have you got to see? Have you ever been to the tundra, frozen tundra, or no?
Switch.
I've been to the stadium. I have not been to a game.
Oh,
I've
you're
been
a
to the
shareholder,
stadium,
right?
I haven't been to a game. Yes, I'm a
You're
shareholder.
a shareholder of the stadium.
Yes, sir. I paid for the renovations twice. I've actually invested more money in the Green Bay Packers than Curly Lambeau did. But inflation and everything. But yeah, I've been a Packers fan since '78. James Lofton was awesome back when I started watching football. That's why I'm a Packers fan and still am today.
How old
Royals,
were you?
I went to.
How old were you for the Ice Bowl?
For the Ice Bowl, I was not born yet. I was born in '68.
Oh, okay.
So shortly after that.
Okay.
But I went to my first game in Kansas City for the Royals in '76. I've been a Royals fan ever since. So I don't change my teams.
Loyal, Marcus. Loyal.
Yeah, absolutely.
I respect it. Adam, your dog is causing chaos over there.
I couldn't. My first Saints game was probably I think they told me '92, but I was only like 3. But I never remember that. But I can remember first time seeing Drew Brees play was the day after Christmas in 2011 when he broke Dan Marino's record against the Falcons. I was there for that. I've been an Astros fan since '96. First game I went to, I actually have it in my room. I'd have to go get it. I got a ball signed by former Astros pitcher Don Wall.
Nice.
I still got that ball. I wish I still had my Skip Bourbon baseball, but I don't know what the fuck happened to that. That thing long gone, and I wish I still had it.
Here's a name for you. Do you remember a
weird
pitcher
one.
named Kip Gross?
Mm-hmm.
He's a friend of mine. He's actually from this town. I still keep in contact with him. He had a really good career over in Japan, and he was a marginal guy in the majors.
Sorry, this is causing so much mayhem right now. Feet. Come on, make your appearance. Come on.
Why don't you just let her in your lap, man? It would stop
Have you
a
seen
lot.
this dog? Have you
No, I
seen
have
this
not.
dog?
Is it big?
Come on.
You got a guard
That's it.
dog.
That's her. That's her right there.
Just
Give her
pitting
some
that
earbuds and a
boxer.
microphone, man.
I want to get her own cam. Maybe she'll calm her down because then she can see what's going on. Anyway,
Yes.
Pens. Indians
Yeah.
or Guardians play you in
What's up?
April and May. I have them going 2-1 in the first series, then 1-2 at Yankee Stadium. How do you have it?
This man picked them to win
Like I said
103
earlier,
games. You
depends on
think
the
he's going to
starting
say that
pitchers.
y'all going to lose?
Maybe this will be the sixth they
They,
lose.
they do to us like I said, but depending on the starting pitcher, if you rock us early, then we're gonna have problems. But if we rock you guys, we're gonna have fit. But usually we can force, so it's gonna be a good series regardless. But all depends what our starting pitcher does. And
Maybe you
depends
guys will
who's
get lucky
healthy
and
and
get
who's
another
not.
rain delay.
Don't go there. I was so mad. That was the longest. Freaking rain delay of my life.
Yeah, 3 days so your pitchers could get rest. Anyway,
No, it's like holy cow.
Baltimore.
It's like holy cow.
August and September, we play you guys late in the year. I had them sweeping at home and then 2-1 at your house.
I don't believe that for 1 second. I mean,
I didn't think you would, but that's just what I seen.
I mean, I can see us. I can see both of our. Objectively speaking, I believe that you guys would probably win your home series. We would probably, have the advantage for our home series. We generally play well at home in the later part of the year, so that's the only reason why I'm saying we could take. What is it? 2 out of 3. What's it? A 3-game series in late September?
Yeah, they're both 3 games. As everyone knows, the schedule has changed.
Yes.
The Indians do play a 2-game set against Pittsburgh in July of 17 and 18. I mean, July 17th and 18th. Oh my
That's
gosh,
an easy
sound like the
sweep.
year. Anyway,
That's an easy sweep for you.
I will agree with Pens though. It all depends on what the rotations are looking like and the health of the teams. But the Orioles are generally tough at home in the later part of the year, especially with how we were last year. We kind of fell apart on the road, but if we got you guys on the home front, I think we can take that series. I'm not saying it's a complete sweep. We'll probably go 2-1 here and 1-2 there. I can see us honestly tying the season series.
3-3.
Yeah.
I'm going to save you last,
Hey, Matt.
Mark. But Marcus, I have 2-1 and then 1-2, 3-3 as the total, Marcus. Whenever we play you guys, we will play in June 9th and 11th, and then July 31st to the August 2nd.
Okay, so the first meeting's in Houston or in Cleveland?
Cleveland.
Okay, so if that would have been opposite, I mean, either way, when they play in Cleveland, y'all would potentially. It depends if we can avoid injuries or whatnot or anything what's going on at that time. But the fact that it's on the road, I could see Cleveland winning that series, and we'll probably win maybe the first meeting because we usually never play good on the last meeting of a series. Like if it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday matchup, we usually always win those Friday games. It depends on Saturday how we play.
Because it's a spotlight on the website. I didn't look at the. I just saw dates. I didn't actually see the days.
June 9th through 11th, you said?
Yeah.
That is a weekend, so yeah, y'all would probably win the series because somehow they're not their best on Sundays. Like they win Sunday games, but they don't win as many. So like I'd have y'all winning that series. Like we'll take the first win.
Yes.
Y'all get if it's a Fox primetime Saturday game in Cleveland, they could probably win that one too. And then Sunday,
I was thinking that Sunday night game might be a primetime game on ESPN.
You gotta be kidding.
But the August one, that's the weekday because I know my birthday weekend is in August. That's when they go to New York and play the Yankees. So we would have to sweep. If we want to get ready for the Yankees, we would have to sweep Cleveland at home. If we want to get ready for the Yankees on my birthday weekend. And I don't know if it's a 4-game series or if it's a 3-game with the Yankees. I heard it might be a 4 now. But 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. The 5th game, which would be a Saturday, that's supposed to be prime time. The Sunday game might be prime time too, but the Thursday and Friday I have to catch on AT&T Sportsnet. But yes, but 2-1, we'd be 1-2 in Cleveland. I'd say a sweep at home before getting ready for the Yankees.
I said 1-2 at home, so I guess we're kind of like close, but not really. But I do have them going 3-3 throughout the overall season.
Can I add more question quick?
Go ahead.
Yes, no.
Yeah,
Yes.
go ahead.
Mark,
Yeah.
we play each other September 9th through the.
Wait, I'm
through
getting
the
to you in a
1st.
minute. Wait, we're doing this one by one here to break it down. You're next.
I'm just letting Mark know that we play 9.
Yeah, well, you can talk about it whenever you go to your schedule. Damn it.
Play nice.
Settle down, everybody.
All right, go ahead.
All right, Mark. So here's the
Yes.
weird thing. You know, we're used to looking at what 19, 21 games in the interdivision,
19
and
last
this year there's only 12.
right?
They should have made it an odd number for record seedings and all that, but they didn't.
They've done a lot of weird things.
Yeah, this whole season's weird. I have them sweeping twice at home, and then 1-2 in one series in September, and then 2-1 in June. I have them beating you guys 9-3.
I don't know that it'll be that bad. The Royals are 7-12 against the whatever you guys are now. Guardians, Indians. 7-12 last year. I would expect probably, 5-7 would be good. 4-8 is probably closer to my expectation.
Okay. Pens, go ahead.
All right, Matt, Baltimore, April 6th through the 9th. You and I face each other. Usually we beat you and right out of the gate in Baltimore. And then you and I play again in May. I think you guys are going to take 2 out of 3 in May.
That's a fair assessment. You guys usually have our number earlier in the year.
That's what I was thinking. You and I, especially in Baltimore. And then we play each other 23rd to the 25th. That's where you're going to get our revenge and take 2 out of 3 from us.
Okay.
There's 12 games. Pens.
I know. I think we have some late year games too. Correct?
Yeah, you guys play each other 12 times, so there's two more. There's 2 more sets, Pens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are
And
you frozen?
I'm just asking if that sounds fair. So 5, July 4th and 5th. 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and that's it.
I think we'll split the 4th of July series.
28th, 30th.
So there has to be a 2-game set somewhere.
You think?
Well, there's 12 games in the interdivision thing this year.
That's July 29th and 30th. That's 29th and 30th.
And we play on the July 4th weekend, right?
Correct.
I think we'll split the July, the early July series. The only thing that worries me is that with that late July is it's like the trade deadline. So, depending on where our teams are,
that's a stadium.
Yeah, depending on where our teams are and the moves we make, that might be a situation where you guys might take that. I don't see us splitting evenly. I think it might be like a 5-7 kind of deal.
Right. Marcus, let's talk. Yeah, I see it. Marcus,
we only got two series. We only got two series together. We got a 4-game series in August in New York, and then we have a 3-game series the first Labor Day weekend in Houston. We could go 7-0, but something tells me that we might just have at least 1 or 2 losses, 1 at home and 1 in New York. As long as they don't lose on August the 4th, I'll be happy.
So your birthday is August the 4th. Is that what you're telling us?
Yes. Kind of sounds that way.
4.
But they're playing in New York, so I will not make the trip there. But I would like to go make a trip Labor Day weekend because LSU will be in Orlando against Florida State, so I definitely won't be at that football game. I might make a baseball game that weekend instead. But they always go like a nosebleed every time the Yankees come to town could go up to $200 to $300.
So you should buy it now. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Tickets are not even available for that yet, but they're available. They do it. It depends where you go, or if it's SeatGeek or Vivid Seats or Ticketmaster or whatever. They only sell in the first half of the season before All-Star break. By May or June, then they're going to start selling the second half of the season after All-Star break.
I've never heard of that.
That it's so ironic because I've been to a couple Astro games the day of my birthday, and I had to wait like in May or June to buy them. That's why I'm like aching to get my opening day now and get looking at July games and shit. I like taking road trips to Dallas sometimes to watch them, or like to go to Atlanta one year and watch them play in Atlanta. Like I want to go watch them as a road team too.
So you won't take 3 out of 4. You won't have the Yankees taking 3 out of
4. Birthday weekend. Something tells me they might split, or Astros will win it 3-1. And Labor Day weekend, it'll either be 3-0 or 2-1.
Okay.
I would be shocked if they swept both, but it ain't gonna happen. They're mad that we won a second title. They're gonna try. They're gonna try and screw us because the world's mad because we actually won this one without cheating. We won this one fair and square, and they still mad.
Yeah, no.
Well, I like it.
Well, yeah, they swept us in this ALCS. We're always pissed.
At least y'all not
play each other 29th, 30th, and 1st.
The only thing I'll give you guys credit about, y'all not crybabies like the Dodgers. Dodgers whine and cry over everything.
No, we just.
I need to bring him on with Jason.
For vengeance.
Yeah, you do.
Our fan. Yeah,
Marcus, we can have interleague talk. I got a couple Dodger guys.
Well, good. I'm bringing Dylan with me because Dylan will gladly bring up when they won the World Series 5 years ago against the Dodgers too. It'll be a tag team match.
Oh, we could call it like wrestling. We could call it baseball wrestling in the ring.
What do you say here, man?
What's that?
We got. I'm looking at July 21st, 22nd, and 23rd.
Yeah, 29th, 3rd.
Oh, you're looking at the series to end the season in September. But there's also one in July in New York. I don't know. The Royals were 1-6 against the Yankees last year. I would guess.
No.
Okay, this is going to sound weird. It'll depend on how well the Yankees have done. So if you've got your 103 wins, you've got the division clinched,
That's what
and
I'm
we
saying.
play you the last 3 games of the season, we could get 2 of those.
Right.
And then if we can get 1 in July in New York, it's possible to split.
Because the Yankees have nothing to play for.
Yeah. So if the Yankees aren't playing for anything at the end of September, that first game in October, like I said, I could see us getting
Sounds
2
fair.
out of the 3 of those. So potential's there for a split this year.
But that's the Yankees' schedule.
Baltimore.
That was cool. Do that again.
Matt, is Mr. Malarkey one of your friends?
Yes, Tim is one of my high school friends that is like a avid follower. He's
Well,
I don't think he's
have him say thank you for popping in. If you want to hit like and subscribe on the YouTube channel, you're more than welcome to.
I think
Tim?
he already did. He's I don't think he's missed a show yet. He's constantly messaging me and talking
today
about
your Facebook
the show.
showed up on the screen. That's why I was like, "Who's this?"
Yeah.
So
I was surprised seeing the Facebook comment on the thing because I've never seen him over here. I got to figure out how to do that for tomorrow.
Well, it might be linked now.
Okay, there we go.
Ask him if he'll write something again and see if it pops up.
Oh no, I mean, he should be fine.
Baltimore, your lineups, your thoughts.
My thoughts on
The lineup. I know who haven't you talked to? We went over ours. You went over Penn's. You and Mark, and then you and Marcus.
Yeah.
For the schedule, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, because you said lineups.
Yeah.
Don't mind him.
I'm pulling it up here. Let me see.
I'm looking. Baltimore comes to Kansas City May 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. And then the Royals go to Baltimore June 9th, 10th, and 11th. And that's the last time we see the Orioles in the season.
This is always a harder situation because, I'm going to go back to what Penn said earlier. Not knowing our rotations and not knowing the health this early out, you don't want to be too facetious in your predictions. With the Royals being down,
Right.
I can see us sweeping the home series and taking 2 out of 3 in Kansas City. But I don't want to sound like an asshole when I say it, but it really all depends on the health of both of our rotations because they're not our strong suits on our teams.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Royals were 3-4 against Baltimore last year at a 5.02 ERA. So the pitching was definitely not there at that point. But of course, that's probably about par for the season. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't expect us to get swept in either one. So I would say 2-4, 3-3 would be about as good as I could hope for.
That's a fair assessment. And Marcus, I know. I think we only play each other 6 times, I believe. 6 games.
Yeah, you should.
I'm looking at it too right now. I'm also looking for the Royals, which I ain't gonna lie, I don't know if we're gonna play the Royals this year. We usually play them every other year, or if we do meet them, it's only at least one series.
No, we play. I'll find it before you're done talking with Matt.
We play Baltimore August 8th through the 10th, so it's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and it's in Baltimore. There's one there. And we play y'all again Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night at home, September 18th through the 20th.
Adam, I need to get going, man.
All right, Pens, you got anything lined up for the coming up this week? Sorry, guys, hold on. I like to give people a chance to shout out the show because I got to go.
Mark,
maybe the Penn Kings game on Saturday. So, but I'll get with. Nice meeting everybody. I'll talk to you guys later.
Good
All right,
talking
Benz.
with you, Pence.
All right,
Nice
man.
meeting
Take
you,
it
man.
I
easy.
got work tomorrow morning, so yeah, nice
Get
meeting
it?
you. I got work tomorrow morning, so time. So I'll catch you guys later. Thanks.
All right, buddy.
So-
Before I'm on the same wavelength as Penn's. Adam, I got to be up at 3:45, but I'll finish out the schedule portion. Marcus, I think you guys are probably going to take 2 out of 3 at home
Okay.
in that September series.
Mhm.
I can honestly say we might be able to squeak by and finish with the 500 record against each other. We're going to be I'm just basing it on the confidence that we're going to be a lot tougher of an out than most people usually think when the Orioles are on their schedule. I think we're going to be a lot better of a baseball team than in recent years. So I think we finish it, with the 500. I think we take that August 8th series 2-1, but I think we might get swept going into Houston. So it might be. I would say we finish 2-4 against you guys for the year.
Yeah, like it depends what their motivation is come after this when the second half commences, whenever they get closer to the postseason. On the road, like I said, they're not the toughest to be on the road. They usually flunk on the road, so we could get swept, the worst to come, or maybe the best yet to come. We can maybe at least win 1 or win 2 out of 3, but I don't see a sweep in Baltimore. A sweep at home possibly depends how
I would
the health,
say that. Yeah.
especially with it being that late in the season, getting close to the postseason. Depends if we got everybody healthy or whatnot. It could be a potential sweep, or we could drop one game. If we drop a game, it could be most likely the Monday night game. That first meeting. Now, Mark, we got 2 series with y'all, both the same month. Before and after Baltimore. So we go to Kansas
I gotta
City.
get going.
All right, Matt. Good seeing you
All right,
again,
Matt.
man.
Oh,
Nice to
man, I
meet
want
you.
to show you that
Thanks for
video. Shit.
I'll hit you when I get to the courthouse in the morning, but I got to get some shut eye. But
All right, Matt.
it was nice to meet Marcus.
Show
Good seeing you
tomorrow?
again.
Good to
Yeah,
meet you,
Show
Matt.
tomorrow?
yeah. I'll let you know about that, and we'll advertise accordingly. Okay.
Yes, I'm in no rush. Believe me.
I got you. I know you want to meet him, and yeah, we'll just leave it at that. So I'll see you.
All right, dude,
I'll see
take
you guys
care.
I
later.
don't want to meet anyone. What do you mean? No, I'm
All that
kidding.
hurts.
No, I'm kidding.
So yeah, before and after the oral series, we got y'all twice. We got y'all in
Right.
Kansas City in that iconic stadium, September 15th through the 17th, and then y'all come to us after our off day, having a 3-game series with Baltimore on the 22nd through the 24th. This can go either way. I mean, if I'm not going to say 2 potential sweeps, I would have to say at least, if I'm going to say at least 1 sweep, I'd have to stay at home. On the road, it could be a 2-1 series, or it could be a 1-2 for us. Like I said, it depends how both teams look going towards the end of the postseason and how they did after All-Star break.
I think a lot depends for me on how the Royals start out, because usually if they start out decent, then they close crap.
Mm-hmm.
And if they start out bad, they close halfway decent. So again, it depends on, you always say it depends, but it depends on how they're playing at the time. I could see 2-4 and I could see 3-3. Just kind of how everything rolls.
Absolutely. I got a road 2, guys. But this was fun. Hopefully we can do this again with other sports, or if it's back to baseball talk, you guys holla at me. I'll be back.
All right, Marcus.
All right,
Thank you,
Marcus, take it
guys.
easy, man. We will definitely chat it up again. Don't worry about that.
Oh yeah,
Nice
and
to meet you.
I will gladly send you videos and stuff from opening day if I need to get on it now and get the ticket now before they go up even higher.
Absolutely.
All right,
Yeah,
guys.
now with baseball back, I'm gonna try and do some kind of weekly talk, either in between leagues or just whoever I can grab, and we're gonna BS.
All righty. See y'all.
All right,
Take care.
Marcus. Well, Mark, it's down to 2.
And then there were 2.
So what are you guys gonna do at first base?
First base is Vinny Pascantino.
Young
He
guy.
came up. Yeah, he came up. I want to say somewhere around June, and he played really well. I'm looking to find his numbers here.
Well, now with Carlos Santana on the Pirates,
Well, Santana got traded to
he
Seattle.
went to Seattle, right? That's
Um,
because they knew they were ready to bring this kid up, right?
yes, that's a big reason why. Vinny played 72 games last year, batted .295, had 10 home runs, 26 RBI.
So he's got some pop.
Yeah, he does. He can play a little bit. Nick Pratto is also a first baseman. He'll spend some time in the outfield as well. He only hit 184, but he had 7 home runs in 49 games. So if he can
Run or bust.
figure out the strike zone, then he will play well too. And
What do you think of them? Well, it's just me and you. What do you think of a couple of these rule changes? What do you think of the bigger bases?
Bigger bases, I think, is going to allow more stolen bases. But I think the bigger thing that's going to allow stolen bases is the throws to first, where you can only throw over twice. And if you throw over a third time and you don't get in, the guy gets the base. So by eliminating the pickoffs, if you've only got 2 shots to throw over there, the guy knows you're not going to throw over again, or chances are pretty good he's not going to throw over again. So that could increase the stolen bases. And for a team like the Royals, that can be a good thing because, you got Bobby Witt out there stealing bases, Nicky Lopez, a couple of the other guys that have some wheels that can make a difference. Small ball. I would love to get back to it. I grew up, I grew up 70s
I grew up in
and
that
80s.
small ball too, man.
Yep. When
that bunt was so important.
Ricky Henderson was stealing 100 and some bases. Vince Coleman, all those guys were just all over the place. And I would love to see that again, but it just doesn't happen anymore.
So here's another one they put into place too.
The pitch timer. Yep. I think that's going to be, to me, the best thing about that is that the Yankees and Red Sox won't have a 4-hour, 9-inning game when ESPN thinks that we have to watch every Yankees Red Sox game.
They sure do.
So, the pitchers there's a lot of them that mess around and just seem to take forever, and especially in some of those games. And I think it helped when they reduced the number of mound visits that you can have. I think that brought down a little bit of the time, but I think this one's going to make a bigger difference. And it's going to take some getting used to, but I think it's a good change.
I think this is going to save time and everything else.
Yeah, we were just talking about Eric Hosmer hammering the ball into the ground to the right side or left side. And
right.
If you don't have the shift against the left-handed hitters like him, and for the Royals it was Hosmer and Mike Moustakas, everybody would shift over to the first base side and they would just roll right into the ground ball outs.
Right.
So I think that's going to make a difference. That's going to be more base runners. You get more base runners. You have the changes in the number of times you can throw over, the size of the bases, more base runners plus those changes. I think it should create more offense.
I think I like this now because there's not going to be time to watch them all walk over and everything else. So that's going to be a big thing. I don't know. I don't mind the long games. If I'm there,
it depends on if there's a reason for it.
Because then I feel like I get my money worth. But when I'm watching at home, I'm like, let's go.
Right. And that's
the thing. When you're at the game and you pay this amount for money for tickets, it's you kind of feel like you want to get your money worth.
And to me, that's why going to a baseball game live is so much better than watching it on TV. Because when you're there live, you can see everything that's going on.
Right.
When you're watching it on TV, you're either watching the pitcher or the catcher or the pitcher or the hitter. But there is so much other stuff going on that you don't see on TV that you do see at the ballpark. And that's why I love going to the park.
Are you gonna try and go to any games this year?
I only made it to one Rockies game last year, but the company I work for actually has season tickets to the Rockies. So I'll try to get in early and get on the list and see if I can get to a couple more games this year.
How
I
far
like
are
going
you
down to
from that?
Coors
Like
Field.
2 hours.
It's about 200 miles. So a little over 3 hours, 3.5.
Still
Depending on traffic.
Still closer than Kaufman.
Yeah, Kaufman is about 600 miles for me. But, I drove down there for a parade, so I'm not above driving down there for a game. I've done that before, too.
So we talked about those two. This is the stuff we were talking about whenever we had Grilly and Lanny on and Alex Contreras and Matt.
Right.
Well, we tried to talk about this one. We didn't make it to this one. So do you feel the universal DH has helped or hurt?
Actually, can I say a little bit of both?
You can say whatever you want.
Offense.
You know me. I've never stopped anyone from saying anything.
True. I think it has helped the offense because you've got another hitter in there. But I think it's also had an impact on strategy because you're not seeing the double switches that managers had to make in the National League to try to get their pitcher out of the batting order. So I think it makes a difference there. You're not seeing as much of the bunting because you have 9 hitters and, well, usually 9 hitters depending on the team. But, it has made a difference in the strategy. Yeah. So I would like to see some of that come back, but I don't think that you're ever going to take away the DH again because the players want it because it extends careers. You look at a guy like David Ortiz, if he had to play first base every day, he wouldn't have lasted as long as he did.
No, absolutely not.
And we were just talking about Carlos Santana. He's a fairly decent first baseman, but I don't see him playing first base all that much longer. So stuff like that is the things that the players union are looking at. They're wanting to keep the players in the game for as long as they can, and the DH has helped prolong a lot of them.
Well, Mark, that's all I got. I mean, I just want because it went to 1-on-1. I was like, let me see what he thinks about the rule changes. I know we didn't talk about them, but I knew if anyone was going to be prepared for them because you pay attention a lot to all this stuff. So
yeah, I try to anyway.
So that's why
I always love talking ball with you.
Absolutely. I'm going to try and go to a couple games this year. I only went to one last year, and it was Pittsburgh. We had a day off. I think it was the 4th of July game, actually. That was the only game I went to.
Yeah. Yeah, I went. I don't know. It had to have been probably August. I went down.
Oh, no, I went to the Red Sox game.
Oh, there you go.
But my buddy he's like, I'm getting Red Sox tickets tonight. You want to go? Well, I'm not going to say no.
Yeah. Yeah, one of my sons is a big Rockies fan, so I had bought the Rockies tickets, the company tickets, and the day before we were supposed to go, my son came down with COVID. So
you still went?
Both my brother-in-laws live in Denver, so I called them and wound up taking one of them to the game instead. But I'm sure my son would love to go to a game again this year.
Oh, for sure. We'll get him out there. Has he been there before?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He's been
This isn't
we've
like
been to Coors
a first-time thing.
No, we've only been to Kansas City once, so that was a special thing. We went in 2019 over Memorial Day weekend. We went down and saw the Royals and Yankees play that weekend. And
do you have tickets for every game?
For the Rockies, yeah.
No, for the Yankees game. The Yankees series.
Oh, no, we only had the tickets for the Saturday game. But it turned out that they got rained out Friday. So if I was thinking, we could have gone to 2 games on that Saturday.
Were they letting everyone in?
Yeah.
Oh, why didn't you?
I don't know. We messed up. It was a long weekend. That's a long drive down there, man.
600 miles. Probably about 8 hours.
8-9 hours, yeah.
Depending on how you drive.
Yeah.
Which out there, the roads are a little more open than here.
Yes, they are. You get on Interstate 80, you can fly for a long time until you hit Omaha and then go south.
Mark, man, that's all I got. I'm glad we finally worked it out where you got to come on. I'm glad the baby's doing good.
Yes. We've had 3 babies born in the last 7 months, 2 of them in the last 2 weeks. So we're growing family and everybody's healthy. Everybody's they're gorgeous kids, so we're happy.
So birthdays and Christmas and picnics and family gatherings are going to be.
They just got bigger.
It just got a little bigger. Pretty soon, before you know, you're going to be putting on additions.
No, that's all right. We'll take them. We love our family.
Either that or your game room's going to go away.
Either that or we'll get fed up, and my wife and I will go to Alaska and just leave them all here.
Go back to Alaska, huh?
Yeah, we would love it.
I've never been there. It looked like you guys had a blast.
We did. It was really awesome. But we did a lot of the good things to do while we were there. You know, we flew in a plane that we went around Mount Denali, and then we landed on a glacier in this airplane. So if you've ever stood on a glacier at 7,000 feet and just stood there and looked at Mount Denali, it's incredible. It gives you goosebumps.
I can't say I have. I've
and
never
we
been
were
to
on
Alaska.
We were on a cruise ship, and we were supposed to be on a glacier tour. And as we're on this ship, we saw the water starting to bubble, you know, maybe about 30 yards away from the boat. And the captain stopped, and she said, "Watch where those bubbles are." All of a sudden, 8 whales came up out of the water. They were what's called bubble net fishing. They would swim around in a circle, create the bubbles. That would force the fish into a ball in the middle of them, and then the whales would come up and eat the fish. And the captain said that where they were at is about as close as you're ever going to see a group of whales. Well, then
were they orcas or were they humpbacks?
Yeah, orcas. So about maybe 2-3 minutes later, you see another set of bubbles forming, and it's maybe 10 yards from the ship. And, you know, the bubbles go, and then all of a sudden, the seagulls will come over to where the bubbles are coming up right before the whales come up, because they want to get the fish too. So as soon as the seagulls head over, you know the whales are coming. So within probably 20 feet of our ship, this group of whales came up again. And so that's another one. It's an incredible moment.
Did you get it
You
on
get
pictures?
goosebumps. Yeah, we did. I'll have to send some to you.
I don't think you sent me any of those.
I
don't know if you shared any of those, actually.
Yeah, I'll get them to you.
All right, I'll look at them.
It's incredible.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, we would absolutely love to go to Alaska again, and I know that we will. It just may take a couple of years or so, but yeah, it was just an amazing experience that I will never forget.
You and the mistress deserve to get away after adding on to the family, because pretty soon, you know, they're all going to want to go on vacation.
We have decided that that's something that we have to do every year. We're going to get away, just the two of us, and just take some time to be away from everything, because when we're in it here in town, we're in it, and there's a lot going on, so we get pretty wiped out.
There's no relaxation.
Yeah, that's good.
Good. Hopefully. What about Hawaii?
I don't know that I would like Hawaii. We're actually talking about going to Montana this year.
Hawaii
just seems like it would be too humid and yucky for me. I'm from the part of Nebraska. No, not at all. We're considered high desert out here.
Definitely Hawaii. I'm a beach guy, so Hawaii would not be your kind of place.
Yeah, we're high desert out here, so we don't get the humidity like what the rest of Nebraska does. So
you get that dry heat.
Yeah.
The heat you don't realize you're in until it's like, holy cow, what just happened?
And your face is sunburned, about to fall off. Yeah.
Right. I was like that in Phoenix whenever I was there. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's because that's a different kind of heat. When you're not used to that.
Oh yeah.
It's hot.
Yep. Exactly.
But Marcus, how people get a hold of you, buddy? We're gonna call this a night. We've got an hour and 30 minutes.
I am. Yeah. If you want to hit me up on Twitter, I am at Packer Nebraska.
Yes,
or if you search Nebraska Packer, that's me. So feel free to hit me up. I'm a big Royals fan, big Packers fan, Cornhuskers. Do it all.
Yeah, we'll need to work on that Green Bay show here too.
Yeah.
Close out thoughts and everything else. Hopefully we can get Clayton back on too. That was fun.
Yeah, Clayton's cool. I like him a lot.
I'm gonna try and get Scott Warner on with us too.
Oh, there you go.
He did the Dodgers for me because Jason wasn't there. So I lucked out on some of my journey on that one. I mean, he's got stories that I was just so overwhelmed by.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, yeah, I was sitting next to Steve Sachs and hanging out with him, and I'm like,
right.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
you
like, what
always
am I
wind up with
missing
good
here?
guests, man.
But it'd be great to see him come back on. Just haven't had him on yet.
Yep.
But maybe we'll get him on for the Packers. You never know.
Sounds good.
And hey, I am Sports Talking It, and I thank you all for stopping by. And everybody have a good night.
Thanks, Adam.
Yes, sir.